Good morning. It's Tuesday, May 5th. Welcome to an open door, a place where we gather to discuss all things spiritual from many different viewpoints. As our host Cindy and I were just talking about, there are so many different voices, each one with its own resonance, and some of those voices we resonate with, and others perhaps not so much. Today, we are looking at lesson 99 in A Course in Miracles. It seems like Mondays and Tuesdays are becoming Course in Miracles lessons days. Um, it's kind of interesting because Monday is usually where the rubber hits the road, and that's been sort of morphing more and more into choosing a lesson or having a lesson choose us from A Course in Miracles. But on Tuesdays, we're actually going through the book, and today we're on lesson 99, which is Salvation is my only function here. Salvation is my only function here. So welcome to lesson 99. What I'd like to offer this morning is for us to begin as a group to set a more conscious intention to actually feel each other's, not necessarily feel each other's individual energy, but to donate and devote your energy to the idea of the group that we are. Right? The idea of separation has been operating for a very long time. And so I'd like us, because we're all such masters at this, to begin to play with the idea of a collective that we share. And so what I'd like to do today is ask us to experience this lesson and the idea of this lesson in the idea of our own collective energy. So what I'm going to ask us to do is, and this is partly based on Thursday's gathering and the video that we've been watching for Thursday, which I heartily recommend. But it's also based on an idea that is very, very old and that I've been working with for a long time. And it's the idea of a torus, Torus. And for those who have never been introduced to the idea of a torus is a donut-shaped field of energy. And it is actually being used now in the idea of fusion with what is called a toromac. But a torus is a never-ending energetic field. I'll just say that. So it's like a donut. And we're going to experiment with feeling the torus today. And what happens with a torus is we get our energy from the earth or from below, and we breathe it in. On the in-breath, we hold the in-breath as we breathe in, breathing in the energy from Mother Earth. It comes up, and then as we breathe out, it goes out through our head and circulates around, back into the earth, and then we breathe it back up again. Breathing it up in through the body. It comes in almost like a tunnel or a tube through the body. On the out breath, we feel it go out, the seventh chakra, and then it comes back around our body, and we breathe it up again through the first chakra. And Cindy is going to help us by showing us what a torus is. You're such a little minuscule. Thank you for this. Thank you so much. We didn't plan this. This is all
Is
just
that
happening.
enough, or do you want? I just figured some
That's
of
enough.
the.
That's great. That's what I got too. So it'd be great if we could see it in motion. Would you show that image again, Cindy? And this all has to do with lesson 99. Believe it or not, it does. I'm going to bring it back. All right, so you see where it says the center there? See where it says the center? The center is, in essence, your body. And the torus is the energy field. It's like that donut. So we're standing in the center of that image. And as we breathe in through our consciousness, because that's what we are, and this whole field is an energy field of consciousness, we are breathing in from the bottom of that donut and then breathing out through the top. And the energy circulates around the magnetism of the body into the magnetism of Mother Earth. And then we breathe it back in consciously. Now, as we do this exercise, just envision the torus in your mind, and it doesn't have to be perfect at all. In fact, the fact that you have seen this image is enough. So thank you, Cindy. You can, we can go with this. So the fact that you've seen the image is enough. What I'm going to ask is that you try as we go through, without expending too much energy, as we go through this exercise, to feel the energy coming in and then going out the top of your head. Now, it might be easier as we do this to feel the energy going out the top of your head first. How many of you, when you've done breathing work, can feel the energy going out the top of your head? Okay, super. So you're already 90% there. All we have to do as you feel the energy going out the top of your head is just envision it and feel it in your field, if you can, going around the body and then breathing it back in and then coming back out the top of your head. Now, how is this a group effort? What we're going to do through this exercise is I'm going to read through some of the beginning of the lesson. And I'd like for you to feel the energy of this lesson in your body. Just feel it in your heart. Let it sink in. The energy of the lesson will do everything. We do not need to do anything whatsoever with our personal self, except listen to the lesson, let it sink in. And then I'm going to ask us to just go into the breathing together for 5 minutes. And as we breathe, just feel the torus energy as best you can. If you don't feel it, that's fine. But the point of this is to hear this lesson together and then to breathe together. Just breathe together. And to have full faith that our breathing together is happening. And it's doing all it needs to do. And don't effort into this, just let it happen. All right. The point of this is to have your experience with the words of the lesson and feeling the energy move. and you can't do it wrong. So we'll breathe for 5 minutes. Then I'm going to come back and read more of the lesson. And we're going to do this with our cameras off, just breathing. The only thing you have to do is listen and breathe. I will do the rest of it for us. And then we'll breathe again for another 5 minutes, and then we'll finish out. So in a nutshell, reading the lesson, breathing and relaxing into the torus field. 5 minutes doing that. Then reading a bit more of the lesson, then relaxing a little bit more deeply into the torus field. Does everybody understand what we're doing? Okay. Any questions about that? Okay. So just take your seat, be comfortable where you are. I'm going to turn my screen off, and I suggest you do that too, so that you can just sit totally comfortably where you are. And let's just begin by just being present in the body without any intention whatsoever. Just know yourself where you are right now. You can't be anywhere else but right now, right here. And let yourself just breathe naturally. The breath is a natural inhalation. We breathe in the prana or the energy, and then we exhale it. And as we exhale, it makes room in the body and in the lungs to breathe in more of that prana or that energy. And as we breathe out, we just naturally breathe out what we don't need. And then we breathe in completely confident. We don't even question the beauty and the sustenance that we're breathing in. And then we breathe it out again. It's all happening for us, through us, with us. No effort at all. And as we do this, we're doing this together. No matter where we are on the surface of this planet, no matter where we are in our local time or space, we are all together in this moment now. We are all in agreement now, collectively, to be here and to share this experience together. And if any one of us was not here, this experience would shift. It would become something different. But all of us being here contribute our own unique beauty to this shared moment together. And what a gift that is, that we give and we receive together. No effort is involved here. We're just bringing what we have to offer, and then we receive what is shared. Completely confident and unquestioning in the beauty of it. So our lesson today, as we sit, is just an idea. It's an idea that we share and that we bathe in. We bathe in the energy of this idea. And the idea today is salvation. The word is salvation. Feel that word, salvation. And salvation is our function here. And salvation is the reversal of the idea of separation. That's all it is. Salvation and forgiveness are the same. And forgiveness is the idea that the separation has never happened. It could never happen. And our function is to remember that, to remember oneness. Truth and illusion cannot coexist. And yet the impossible, the idea of separation, becomes the thing we need. We need forgiveness and salvation from the idea of separation. Salvation now becomes the borderland in between truth and illusion. It reflects the truth because it is the means by which we can escape illusions. And yet, salvation is not yet the truth because it seems to undo what was never done. Salvation is my only function here. So as we sit with this idea, let's repeat the lesson as we breathe. Breathing in through the bottom of the earth, the center of the earth. And as we exhale it, it comes up through the tube of the body and goes out through the top of the head. Full exhale around the body, and then bringing that energy back up into the body. It's completely free. And then out through the top of the head again, around the body, and back up, free from the Mother Earth, through the tube of the body. And on the exhale, back out the top of the head, around the body, and back in again in a never-ending field of beautiful light. And as we breathe, salvation is my only function here. So we can breathe in salvation. And on the out breath, is my only function here. And breathing in salvation. And breathing out is my only function here. However you want to do it is perfect. And we'll sit like this for about 5 minutes. Relax into this. This is something that knows itself. There's really no effort here. Just notice you are along for the ride. Just notice what happens. As you breathe in through the first chakra, it might feel like you're almost pushing the energy out of the top of your head. As you push it out, it just circles back on itself. Going up and around the body and naturally back in. And the energy is free because of salvation, because you are one with the prime source. And we are one. This energy is almost like a spinning top. And as we breathe out and almost push the energy out of the top of our head, the torus field spins faster and faster. If you notice it, just notice. If you don't, that's fine. All the world of pain is not God's will. Forgive yourself the thought of separation. Forgive yourself the idea that God wanted any of this for you. And then let the thought which God has replaced in your mind with the idea of salvation, let it replace all the thoughts of mistakes or the hidden energy of darkness and pain, of fear and guilt. Let salvation replace all of it. This is the part that belongs to God, as does the rest of the light of oneness. It does not think solitary thoughts and then hide them away, thinking that they're real. Breathe in the light. It's free. It's what you are. It's a match for your energy. It is God's will that your mind be one. It is God's will that He has created one sun And it is God's will that that sun is you. This realization is your function here. It is your only function. And as we breathe in, let us set the intention to join together. This salvation is all of us. Let us allow the goodness of each other and the light of each other to be breathed in and then moved out in an ever expanding circle of love, of pure light energy. Breathing in the light we share and moving it out the top of the head. It circles around, all free, and comes back in again. Bathe in this light energy. Let it infuse every particle of your being. It is the truth. We are the truth. We are God's being. It is so. And when you're ready, taking whatever time you need, gently, gently, repeat the lesson. Salvation is my only function here. It will be done. It is so. And come on back. centering yourself in your seat, feeling yourself here, now, in the body, loving yourself, appreciating yourself. We are joined together. And we are beautiful. That was one of the most enjoyable set of moments I've had in a long time. I want to thank you for joining with me and making that possible. If there's anything anyone has to share, please feel free. Could anyone feel the torus? And if you did, please share with us how it was for you, because in your sharing, it might help illuminate the experience for others, because we each learn in our own way. Beautiful. Alice, you're up. Thank you for sharing, Alice.
Hi, good morning. Um, yeah, I found that I had I felt it. It felt restrictive at first. Um, I had a kind of a flashback to inner tubes, flotation inner tubes, and and I so that I was like, so I had a reaction to that, but then it just sort of expanded. This um it just expanded, and it was like, oh, because it's not a concept I'm familiar with. So it was and so it just kind of enlarged, or expanded, I guess is the only thing. It didn't no longer felt restrictive, or I'm confined in this donut. But and I didn't. So
Oh,
but then I felt like it's the my that then it with the breathing exercise, it was more like my field, then when the donut expanded and felt more comfortable, I guess is the um and then it's like, oh, it's my word said, oh, my field is just now connecting to the beyond me. That I mean, I kind of have a personal concept of, what's my field, what's in my um where I'm how my energy is circulating, whether it's smoothly or erratically or um different version, just different descriptions of what might feel like at now or this later or before or after or whatever. So, but that was my sensation of the torque. Is it torque? Not it's not
Taurus.
Taurus.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Alice. Come on, people, bring it on. Hi, Jerry. Good morning.
Hi, everybody. It's good to be here. Thank you. Thank you, Anne, for leading us through all kind of a different experience. Um, that's a bad word. Such a deep experience. That's much better. I guess just a couple of random things. And it kind of started, I don't know if it was Richard or William last week, said something about God, the deity, is energy. So over this past week, I've been thinking a lot about that energy. Um, so that Taurus, I was able to get into that a little somewhat, and I kind of envisioned I like that way how you described it, that energy full of energy field of consciousness to be linked with each of you in a swirling type of thing. I kind of visualized the energy kind of wiping away all of the illusions, all of the superficial judgments and descriptions, and just being in the oneness. Instead of a couple of times it was like a portal. I couldn't get over that portal, but it was almost getting to that portal of seeing that oneness of all. The other thing it did for me, I think, prayer, it made me think of the Taurus when I'm praying for somebody, and maybe in a Taurus of sending prayer, love, energy, whatever, to another. It helped me I guess conceptualize that a little bit better. I don't know. But basically getting to the oneness, getting rid of all of the illusions and kind of getting closer to that oneness, whether it's with y'all or, someone in another city or another part of the world that Taurus being one with. Thanks.
Thank you, Jerry. That is a really wonderful way to envision prayer, is moving through that energy field and using the Taurus to connect with another. We've been talking a little bit about tubes and energy tubes and bringing the energy in. This Taurus is an old, old image. And I would encourage and invite anyone who is interested in just taking a look at more images of Taurus on the internet or wherever you want, just to get the idea of how the field looks in your mind. And then playing with it with your breath, because, and you don't even actually need the image of it. If you're good enough and experienced enough, I don't mean good enough. If you have, all of us have certain skills. One of my skill sets is the energetic body. And it's just kind of something that I was born with. So I feel it. When I'm breathing the torus in, I can feel it go out the top of my head, and the surface of my skin lights up, and my hands get electrified. I can feel it in my hands. So what I'm trying to share here with you is use all the tools in your toolbox to feel that energy field. You might feel it in some completely different place than I do, but practice working with the imagery of the torus, breathing in through the bottom, up through the top, and then out through the top of the head, and seeing it going around your body. And that thing of the spinning top. Remember when we used to play with spinning tops as kids, and you'd push down on the top and the top would spin faster and faster? That's the same kind of feeling. It's the same principle.
I found just a 1-minute YouTube video. Should we watch it?
Sure.
Okay, let's see. I didn't pre-watch it because I've been here, but so let's see what it does.
See what happens. So the white light in the center of that image is your consciousness, right? You are that white light in the center of that image. And your intention and the energy of the breath are what move that field. And as we become more and more aware of the energy moving in the body and out of the body, that field expands and begins to move even more rapidly until we are surrounded by this moving field of light. Alka, good morning or good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good morning. So the meditation was great. I sank very, very deep in, but it started to happen when I gave up trying to breathe in a certain way. Because for me, it's always been like that. If somebody tells me, breathe this out and that, my first is I can't breathe. It's a panic sort of thing. But I followed your voice and I gave up on following my breath because the deeper I sink, the less I breathe. I can't feel my breath anymore. And by the time you called the meditation to an end, I was really deep in it and it was difficult to get out.
Yes.
So thank you very much. And I do feel the energy, all that you described, the hands, the the base, the crown, and the field, but without breathing in and out. I mean, I do breathe because I'm alive, but you know what I mean.
I do.
And I do breathing exercises, but I find that my best part is when I give it up and sink into meditation. It sort of centers, and then I give it up, and that's when I go into deep meditation, and that's exactly what happened just now. So
That's
thank you.
beautiful. That's beautiful. Sometimes this is just a portal, Alka. It's just a portal. And then you let it go because it's happening on its own. We're not making it happen. It just happens on its own. So not thinking about the breath, that's fine. That's great. Thank you. I always feel a little bit guilty about bringing us back because I I don't want to take us out of that beautiful place. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for that. Patricia and then May and then Rana.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, thank you. And thank you, Cindy, for that little blurb on the Taurus. Visually, it was wonderful. And being a visual person, it's like I just got caught in it. And I had chills and vibrations and all sorts of wonderful things happening in this body. So thank you for that. I look forward to exploring that some more. I can still feel it. And it's very hot here, and it's not the fan that's blowing in on me. The experience for me is it kept me coming back to the now, to the present moment, and the fullness of that. And then, it's like I get lost in thought, and I have to come back. And I don't like the word salvation. Maybe it just brings up my Catholic upbringing. So I changed the word to light, to love, to kindness. Kindness worked for me. And that was just wonderful. And I could feel the energy leaving my head, and I, like Alka, had to stop concentrating on my breath and just to allow. But it was coming back to the now, coming back to awareness that's where the vibration happened. So thank you for this. Was wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. May, you're up. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, that was really blissful. Like coming out of it was hard. I felt the same kind of, I had the same sort of experience. But when I was in it, I was feeling this kind of like glittering blue light, just like from the bottom of my feet and then up to the top. And yeah, I think it is helpful to kind of share those our interpretations of our perceiving faculties, because I think we all kind of do that, but sometimes we're not fully aware of it. And when we do share it, it's like, oh, I can like notice this, like this wasn't on my radar before. Which is like it's cool to do that. And with the Taurus field, I feel like over the past couple of months I've been like drawing that on and off in my notebooks, or like just like different variations of it. But like when we were watching the video, I was like, oh, I recognize that. Like my hand loves making that shape just on its own. Yeah. Thank you for this.
Thank you. Thank you. Rana, good morning. Coffee woman.
Good morning. Yeah, I'm coffee woman right now, but I'm having the experience of the one mind. And that's because the reason I was prompted to raise my hand was to thank you, Amy, for encouraging us to share our direct experiences, because you said maybe that would help each other. And when Alka shared, I was like, That's exactly what I just experienced. I mean, to the T, Alka. The breathing part, the deep bliss, I mean, I haven't sunk into silence like that in a minute. And I am truly just grateful. My cells are on fire. And it reminded me, I had an extraordinarily difficult time trying to shove it through my head. But what I noticed is where it was getting stuck is the throat chakra.
Oh, that's great.
And I have a conversation that'll be upcoming with my wonderful son, not today, but I'm in preparation. And it was so interesting to see, how that's related, and I just kept feeling you need to speak your piece, speak your piece. But really grateful for the feedback of others because I also got a deep sense of community. I really felt us as a collective doing it together, whether we're absolutely breathing together on the same beat or not. I felt the collective Taurus. And I'm drawing a lot of strength from all of you today. And the world feels real, but I know that I can come here and get fortified, to be able to deal with whatever the dream is bringing for me. So thank you.
Thank you, Rana. Thank you. I am really being guided to try to move us more as a community into feeling our collective fields. We are really mature spiritual masters, all of us. I mean, how many years has it been that we have been together doing this? It's going on 2 years now, right, Cindy? For the most part. Yeah. So May coming in, Jerry coming in, Alice coming in, Lonnie coming in, everyone coming in, Elizabeth, all of us have come in and been a match for this collective field, this powerful field that Cindy carried forth to establish the open door. And I am moved for us to recognize this collective field because it gains in strength as we enlarge our awareness of it. And it's time for us to move it out beyond each one of our own seemingly separate existences. And we move it out here in this space together. Do you see what I'm saying? So even if you don't even move beyond your apartment or your house or your room today, the fact that we have been here as a conscious collective, moving our fields together is exponential into the world. And that's what I am just moved to bring forward this morning. And Lonnie and then Cindy. Good morning, Lonnie.
There's just had a flush of tears. Don't know what that's about. There is I'm having a hard time with words in this moment. Coming to this gathering, we've been very much aware of and feeling the frequency that happens here. We've been speaking on it. The experience of it today with all focused in the way that we were was very, I'm going to say different, but different in all the best possible ways. What tends to happen, so for a long time, we've been practicing transmutation of energy and stuff like that, especially when we work with someone in great pain. And so when we saw the image and what you were talking about, it all made perfect sense because that's what happens in that work. I don't know that I had any expectation in the meditation. But what happened in the system is in connecting or in settling. I don't even know I don't have the patience to find the words really at this point. And being in it, there was no two, there was no, there was an explosion, a wow.
Yes.
And we just simply, it was like being showered. And that's not even the right word. And there's frustration in my system right now for even trying to put words to it. But I guess that the hand was raised primarily to speak to the difference. And difference in this, I don't need a lecture right now, thank you. What was coming is that humans tend to hear difference as something is wrong. And in this way, in this time, this is in no way wrong. The difference is what happens between when everybody is in their frequencies and this is going on, and when what happened today happens and it's and that holding of frequency. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense. It
Okay.
makes perfect sense. I really appreciate what you said. I grok it. I grokked what you said. I'm going to do this with us. I'll practice, but I'd like us to maybe have more experience of this if folks are interested.
This, can I just say too, this is so much where we've been, the doorway we've been walking to, because more and more in the last weeks, we've been moving more out of the wording of everything and the doing, and more into talking about and really having that desire to be in the being of it.
That's right.
So this is right on point.
Thank you. Cindy. Thank you for everything, Cindy.
You're welcome. And these are just quick words. I'm not gonna use a lot of words. The workbook lesson, who knows? Maybe it's what we'll talk about next week. The workbook lesson that has been flowing through my system every day now for a while is the light of the world brings peace to every mind through our forgiveness. And somehow it lit up with the direction you took this group in today. And it's been very, very useful just in my own practice, how impersonal the practice is becoming. The reminder that Cindy dies, and it's not to let go of the amazing experience Cindy's having right now, but ultimately there is a function and there's a gift in this moment, and the gift isn't to make Cindy have a better experience or to give Cindy a better life. It's not a personal gift. It's not a personal function. It's a full embodied living of the truth, which extends far beyond this physical form. And I feel it in what was created here forgiveness brings peace to every mind, or the light of the world brings peace to every mind through my forgiveness, the more I say yes to this work, to letting go of all the fear as it comes up, allowing it to express and process and join in this way, the more I am in service in the way, um, well, God intends, I guess is the verbiage. None of the words work. But anyway, we meet again in 54 minutes. I don't know who's leading. I don't think.
Libby,
Thank you. Livy's leading. Rana usually leaves me a private message so that because Rana always knows. Livy's leading, and I'm grateful, and I love us very much.
See you in an hour.